you'll see here a phrase that I used in my keyword, in my title, Great Magical Things. Hope everyone can see that. And that was 5 days ago on my Empower blog post. And I have ranked #1 for that phrase from a post that I did 5 days ago. Everyone else can do the same thing. You just need to blog daily. And so I'll just quickly show you what my blog post looks like. I did a video on it. And this is the subject that David talked about. And what I want to do here is I want to talk to you about exactly this. And so, okay. And I want to talk about what David shared with us because I think it's important that we reinforce those words every single day of our lives. You know, when you have something magical that happens to you, you want to post it right away and capture that feeling. And because what it'll do, it'll create more of the same result. Everyone's had magical experiences before, and if you pay attention to them, they happen more frequently. Jot them down. Keep notes. When you pay attention to them, they'll automatically repeat more frequently. And when that happens, you'll start to have more and more magical things happen in your life. If you start to pay attention to the weird, zany coincidences where you were, you know, in the right place at the right time, and think of a life-changing decision that you've made, where crazy things happened and everything came together, turn on your camera, make a video of that story, and tell it. And remember what it feels like when you had something magical happen to you. There are 5 points that he covered that I believe is important that we should all reinforce and listen to again. #1 is pay attention to the magic. That's the first key to being able to reproduce and create magical experiences in your life all the time. Think of an idea and think of a goal that's outrageous and then just start going to work on it. It'll start to exist, mark my words, and it'll work like a charm and work like it exists already. Get into action. Don't sit there and waste your time watching videos. Get into action, then watch videos. Okay? If you pay attention to the crazy things that happen to you, you'll recognize the life-changing moments that you can create. If you can learn how to tell these stories and to tell them when you're having conversations with people. So when you're having conversations with people, tell them your magic stories, whether you're on a conference call or a webinar. You know, if you can learn to share your magical moments, there's absolutely nothing more compelling than a story like that. The second point is to feed your mind constantly with compelling information from people that are world-class communicators. Make more money than you, get better results than you by people who have magic in their lives and have a different level of success. Feed your mind with audios and books and videos, and you'll automatically start to communicate and think and act world-class, just like they do. You know, try this for 30 days. Turn off the news. Pay attention to things that help you with your mission in life and disregard everything that doesn't help you. The absolutely worst way to start a day is to turn on the news and watch how everything sucks. And there's nothing more that you can do to poison your brain. Turn it off from broke news reporters who think everything in the world sucks. Don't flip on the news and spend an hour watching how everything in the world sucks. You might as well say, hey, let's turn on the TV and watch it for an hour and how awful life is. Well, you know, instead, put something on from people who are going in the same direction as you, that have a similar vision as you, who can help get the results that you want. When you put that into your brain, it guides your energy, your attention, your focus towards getting what you actually want in life. If you do that consistently and constantly, it never stops putting impactful, powerful, persuasive information into your brain. You know, from people that are getting the results that you want to get, you can't do that for a long time without completely altering your destiny. It's impossible. It'll change your life. You want to put stuff in your mind that's centered around what you're focused on in life from people who are doing better than you. The third point out of 5 is create a very clear intention of what you want to create. If you're not perfectly clear about what you want to accomplish in your life or what you want to accomplish now, if you want to create results, why not? You can't feed your mind with the right kind of information if you don't know what you want. How can it even be possible to put the right stuff in your brain if you haven't even defined what you want? You know, then you're able to set boundaries and definitions for what you will and won't do. For example, replace something you hate to do, like making 3-way calls, with a strategy that make people fight to get closer to you. Okay? You can't do any of that without setting a clear intention of what you want to accomplish. When people say money can't buy happiness, how would they even know when they're broke? Frankly, it is true. Money can't buy happiness, but neither does being broke. Okay? How does broke make people happy? If you take a group of rich people and a group of poor people, most of the rich ones were statistically happier than the poor ones. Set a clear intention. Know what you want and know what you don't want, because it's important to know what you're willing and not willing to do. Here's another example. Don't do things for people that they need to learn how to do themselves. All right? You remember that old adage, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach them, they eat for life. It's better to let people struggle a little bit. And again, all of these words came from David Wood, folks. They're not my words. I'm just sharing it with the world. You know, people get stronger like butterflies in a cocoon when they're struggling. You want to help them break free and let them out, right? But if you do that, the butterfly will never be able to fly for its entire life, because the strength that it needs to fly is gained in the act of beating through that cocoon with its wings. If it doesn't go through that task, it'll never be able to fly. So people are like that too. People need to figure things out on their own. And it's the act of doing that which creates their story of victory. They need that story of victory desperately, like a butterfly needs to break out of the cocoon. If they don't have that struggle and that story of victory, they'll never achieve their potential. Oh, you can accomplish great magical things. Number 4 and number 5, and I'll be done. Number 4 is let go and be okay with whatever happens, regardless of what your goals are. You know, things don't always happen in the way you want them to happen. See your goals as something that could happen in ways that you could not have even predicted. You know, let go of the specific ways that it could happen, because almost nothing great will ever happen in the way you think it'll happen. You know, they just won't. So work through those issues. Don't force yourself into a box of only one way of doing things, because your creative energy is what your goal needs. Be willing and flexible and willing to adapt and change when things don't go your way. That's why we have light bulbs. Remember the Edison story? There is no failure in life. It's called feedback. You need to go through that experience, keep adjusting your actions based on the feedback you're getting from your environment. Keep moving forward and keep making adjustments. Don't be stuck on doing things in a different way. You're unique and powerful. Accent your differences, but execute the same principles. Keep correcting your course in the pursuit of your goals. And finally, number 5, if you want results, you've got to take massive action. Take action before the strategy is perfectly clear to you. There's no perfectly clear strategy that works the exact same way every time, because if there were, we'd all be millionaires. Nothing is perfect in life. Take massive action with clarity and purpose of intention, constantly feeding your mind with things that are powerful and course correcting along the way. You can't act like that without becoming powerful. When you follow those 5 steps all the time, you become a powerful communicator. Make note that when something magic happens in your life, at the time that it happens, use it in your communication. Tell that story about things that happens to you. You know, what's the best thing that you could possibly do when you get an email that just said you received a commission? Take that experience and use it to create more. You know, so quickly create a video, capture that feeling before it slips away. Take a photo, send it to your list, and share it, because you'll get more of it. The best thing you can do with a result is to create another result. The best thing you can do with a magical story is create another one. And the more you pay attention to stuff like that, the more magical your life becomes. Come up with a magical story and make a video about it. So the 5 points: pay attention, number 1, to your magical experiences and share them. Number 2, feed your mind all the time. Number 3, set clear intentions. Number 4, let go and be flexible. And number 5, take massive action.